What's up, guys? Welcome to Faith Family Homestead. If you're new here, my name is Dominique, but you can call me Dom. So I just got some Happy Mail. I got this yesterday, but I wasn't able to open it. Greenstalk has actually have come out with some great new colors, and I decided to go with the maple, and you can see it's actually textured. I got the leaf planter one, and I already picked up my soil earlier today. I also have, this is just one of mine's broke. It kind of like melted, and they sent me a replacement one, so I'm gonna also fill this one up. The black one that I have of the original, both of them are sitting in my garden right now, and then I have 2 leaf on the outside of my garden that my plan is to fill those up with strawberries. This one, I'm thinking I'm gonna try and sit this outside of my hoop house. So let me get it out and get it over there, and I'll show you. So this Greenstalk already has some herbs, like we have chamomile right here. I do need to take out, we have chives here. I need to take out this brassica that has gone to seed, and this one up here. But we also have sage. I believe this is thyme. And do we have anything else? This is carrots, but this one I want to keep as my herb Greenstalk. And then I have one over here. I just add the black one on top. Right now it doesn't have much planted in here besides some carrots and some kale, some dwarf kale, and that's about it. But this one I want to use as my tomato, my dwarf tomato, and peppers and nasturtiums. So that one's gonna be dwarf tomatoes, peppers, nasturtium. I'm gonna have a herb one right here, probably herb and flower, and then my 2 out here are gonna be strawberries. I still have not ordered my bare root strawberries. I'm gonna order them from Johnny's because 2 years ago when I ordered them, they did really good. Right now I do have some strawberry plants in here from last year, but not very many. And these are the leaf ones, so they are for shorter plant things like leaf vegetables or like strawberries. So I want to have those 2 as strawberries. And then this third one is the new one that I just got. And Greenstalk, I'm actually an affiliate with Greenstalk, and so if you use my discount code, which is family10, you can actually get $10 more off of any purchase that you order, and I appreciate when you guys do. That helps me out as well. But I really like this. I wanted to try out this new weaved one, and I'm gonna put it in front of the hoop house. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna plant in here, if I'm going to put strawberries here, or if I'm gonna do it for all flowers, or if I'll do maybe like a mix of tomatoes, peppers, flowers, and herbs in this one. I'm not really sure, but I'm gonna get it set up. And actually I could do, when I just thought of that and doing a mix, I really like that idea, because I could even do bush beans in here if I did just like a couple tomatoes, a couple peppers, some nasturtiums, marigolds, bush beans. What else and actually the bush beans I can start from seed today if I wanted to. It's actually March, what day is it? March 13th or 14th, and my last estimated frost date according to the Farmer's Almanac, they actually moved it up to March 27th, which is actually in 2 weeks. But on my 2-week forecast, there's not a frost coming anytime soon. Of course that can change, and we can get a late frost. 2 years ago we got a late frost into mid-April, and usually our last estimated frost has always been April 2nd. So I've actually been going off of a last estimated frost date of April 2nd, even though they moved up my last estimated frost date to March 27th. It will be very interesting to see. It hasn't froze over here. I'm in coastal South Carolina, zone 8B, and it hasn't frosted here in, it got down to 39 degrees a couple days ago, but actually getting down into like the 32 actually freezing weather, it's been more than 2 weeks. So it should be interesting to see. I'm going to get this filled up. Last year I had my 2 black green stalks in front of my hoop house, but then when I went on a mission trip to Cuba, we had a hurricane and this ground isn't level and they were on wheels, and so it blew them off, and so that's why I moved them. But this time I'm not going to put them on wheels. I'm going to put them straight onto the ground and see if I could level them that way. Also, what played another factor is last year we were letting our goats out and we had much more goats than we do this year, and the goats would come on this side when we were looking and eat the plants that I had planted in my green stalk, so I didn't really appreciate that either. Okay, I just finished doing 6 layers out of the 7. I only had 2 of the cubic yards of this potting soil, and I forgot that it takes the green stalks, whether they're leaf or original, both of them take about 5 cubic yards, and I completely forgot that. So I'm going to have to go back out and get another bag of soil, but that's going into town. I'm not doing that right now, but I do have the 6 out of the 7. And it looks really good, and I have it just on the ground, and I like that color in front of the hoop house because it kind of matches the wood. Since I can't do any more with the green stalks, I'm going to come in my hoop house, and I showed in my last video that we did lay down the landscape rocks in here, but I told the kids, well, we didn't have enough anyway to cover the whole rest of, I guess this is maybe 3 feet, but I didn't want to go past this table because I'm not sure if I want to put in-ground bed on this side of the hoop house, or keep it to have tables here every spring to up-pot tomatoes and peppers and stuff like that, which seems most reasonable. But so we only covered about, I guess, halfway. This will probably be 3/4 because the beds are over here. But since now that we finished with the green stalks, I'm gonna go ahead and take this plastic off. I only have this plastic so that I could keep my peppers and tomatoes in here covered when it got down too low into like the 40s and 30s overnight. But now that we are past those nights and my peppers are all up potted, I'm going to go ahead and move this plastic. I forgot they had clips on them, so it's trying to take out the poles too. I could keep these poles in here if I wanted to and use the netting that I bought to keep my seedlings protected from bugs. That actually might be a good idea. So right now I'm just going to take off the plastic and leave the poles. I have this last bag of garden soil that I didn't use, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in this bed, since this bed is lower than all the rest of the beds. So I couldn't help myself. I was in here cleaning up that bed and pulling down all of the sugar snap peas, and I did go ahead and plant some tomatoes in that bed. Granted, over the next 2 weeks it doesn't have a freeze in our area, and it is inside this hoop house. And then the varieties I planted, I have a bunch of them. I planted triple crop, and I had about 10 of them. I planted some stellar, and I had like 6 of those, and I planted blush paste, and I had 6 of those. So all tomatoes that I have a bunch of. So I just planted them there, and we'll see. I've never planted blush paste, and I've never planted stellar, but so I just planted 2 blush paste and 1 stellar, and then 5 triple crops, and we shall see how they do. They were the biggest plants that I had, even though they're still pretty small in the ground. And I'm just gonna get the rest of these beds cleaned up. I'm not gonna plant anything in them. I do have to dig out these potatoes, and I still need to look through at my tomatoes and see which varieties are of which and how much I have, because my original plan was to plant only paste tomatoes inside of the hoop house, but I have to look at the varieties and see what paste tomatoes are ready, if they're big enough, etc. So yeah, we shall see if they can survive in here, even though, you know, our last frost isn't for about 2 weeks. Anyway guys, I'm going to go ahead. I need to make dinner. I like that the daylight savings has made it's still light outside, so even though it is 6 o'clock, the sun hasn't set yet, so we still got about an hour of daylight. But I'm gonna finish making dinner, and I'll have to see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.